Don't let them take you out your spirit, gotta stay focused. Can't go back living how it was, cause it's repulsive. I don't act too much, it's all I ever want. And not killing down my I.S.U.P.K quote. Yeah, these hoes for the streets, they ain't holy, yeah, they pulling up the spiritual, when devils hit your boots. We ain't no cowards, we don't say what you gon' do. I post up on the internet, you think you got proof. Cause I got the rock ice, I got China water, got the certain kind, I got I.S.U.P.K, got the bottom, I got Taliban, got the Kamai, got the Rayala, got your rock for it, drop it, it's a car, we don't drop a war. Come on, young men in this bitch, with an outer war. If you ain't in these ranks, then you out of order. It's a time for everything right now, it's time for war. I'm still the same nigga when I'm not recording. I pull up Superman like a Michael Jordan. I don't think they fit to join the Lord's army. I survived a Christian church, more love story. I can be so many things, I got war stories. Broke me so hard, it like I worked on it. Appetite for battle, yeah, I'm war hungry. I didn't choose this life, the Lord chose me. I was certified priest and I don't take that lightly. How I feel about this shit, yeah, I can't explain it. I know you're mad at me, I can't trust the way man. I heard of my voice, if it's something like it, it was done fighting, it's gonna come to light. Speak the truth into these bones, so watch it come to life. All my friends are dead, yeah, it's all a pledge, yeah.
Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatham to all my brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Ilathan by Shem Yahweh Shai to all my sisters. I am Officer Darak of the I.S.U.P.K of the Commander General Yohana, started out of 125th Street in Harlem, New York. We teach the truth about the Bible, that the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites that this book speaks of. This is our records, our history, our documents. This is what we're to use to reference for guidance in how we guide our life today. And the reason that we're in the predicament that we're in is because we have not been following the guidance and advice and the examples that are in our records. So with that, I'm going to get into today's class, which is how do we maneuver in the United States? Which is a good thing to know because we lost the war. We're deep behind enemy lines. You know, the slavery thing. Salakia, hold on one second. Slavery for over 400 years, still under the oppression of the oppressor. You know, our oppressors have been oppressing us for a very, very long time. And why is he able to get away with it? Because as long as we break the statutes, laws, and commandments, they're able to do anything with us because the Most High in Christ turned their face from us. But when we keep these statutes, laws, and commandments, hey, then they fight for us. They have their eye on us. So come back to your culture, brother. Quit studying his history and start learning and embracing your history. So I'm gonna start this out with Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So I'm going to read that one more time. Thou shalt in any wise, in other words, that if you set a king over you, set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. It's going to be the one that the Most High choose. One from among thy brethren. He's going to be from our people. He's going to be an Israelite. Shalt thou set king over thee. That is got to be our brother and to be king over us. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So if he's not your brother, if he's not an Israelite, he's not supposed to be in charge, the king, the head honcho. He has to be an Israelite, which is Black, Hispanic, or Native American. And here we go by the lineage of your father. The Jewish people go by the lineage of their mother until they want to trace their history. Then they want to go by, the lineage of their father, but they claim to be Jews through the lineage of their father, which contradicts what our records tell us. That's why they don't follow this book. They follow the Talmud. But Barack Obama, well, we all know his father was I believe, Nigerian, a Hamite, one of the very nations that sold us into slavery. And how you people running around here, everybody running around here, and I'm not trying to badger anybody that was on the Obama bandwagon, because everybody don't know what we know here in the I.S.U.P.K. That's why we're trying to get this information out and sharing it. But Obama, his lineage comes from the very people that sold us to the Europeans. So, of course, when he got in the office, he did nothing for us. There was no health care. I just looked at a health care plan, and they wanted $700 a month. Yeah, it was $700, just $717 or something like that. So how did he make healthcare cheaper? When I was working down at Oregon Steel. my health care plan went up by $30. Now at that time, I was paying $1,500 a month for child support. I had to cover my son under medical, and I still had to pay rent. So he increased the burden that I already have when everybody's thinking he was going to give us some form of release. You know, totally against reparations. Oh no, his representative was at the United Nations when they talked about reparations. You know, the Arab nations and all that paying the ancestors of slavery reparations because they benefited so much. His delegation got up and walked out. So, what does this book says? Um, Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. That's why it says that. That's why I said that. And what he did do, whatever benefit or crumbs he trickled down to the general population, it wasn't for us. It was for their people, and we're just here so we benefit from that policy. Don't ever think that that policy is being made for you, you know, that the benefit increase was made for you. It wasn't. It's made for their people. You just happen to be able to, also benefit from that policy that they set forth. So don't fall for the okie doke. Um, First thing as far as maneuvering, you got to know is to keep it holy. Stay separate. Go ahead and interchange. You could go to the park. Hey, how you doing? You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be mean mugging. And I never understood, why would you want to start your day off with a mean mug? It could just trickle down and mess up your whole day. But at the same point in time, you keep it separate. Okay, yeah, we cool and everything's cool. Nah, you going over there, I'm going over there, we cool. Don't mess with their women. Don't let your daughters mess with their men. Go find a black, Hispanic, or Native American man or woman for your daughter or son to, interchange with, or that's what you need to find. Some people be talking about, oh, I like what they call it, that European, or not European, they like I forget what they call it. They like different nationalities. Well, we got a lot of different women, the Cuban women, oh my goodness, the Hispanic, the Latins, the Native, the Black. Oh man, you have a lot of different choices. Just because, well, here in Portland, we're only I think it's 12% of the population in the whole state. Here in the Portland metro area, we're only 6%. So it is harder to catch up with our sisters. A lot of these sisters have issues, but, step your game up. Step your game up. You know what I'm saying? Finances in order, clean yourself up, just take your time. The Most High in Christ wants you to have a good woman, not just any old woman. not somebody that's gonna take you away from him and have you celebrating Christmas and Valentine's Day. That's not what he wants. That's what got us into this situation. Plus, it's unlawful. It's unlawful. So that's not the way. If you maneuver like that, you're headed into trouble. I got one of my neighbors, and he's in a interracial relationship. This brother is like 6'2", uh, 280 pounds. He's a big guy running around here in a black lace dress. Poor lost brother, you know. And, they know I'm an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? So, the brothers come over here. We UPK fringed out. So it's no secret with none of my neighbors, But still at the same time, I'm sociable. I'm sociable with all my neighbors. But they know, hey, I don't mess with your women. I'm not coming over for dinner. No, I don't need you to bring no plate over here. I don't even eat like that. I keep it separate. I keep it separate. I'm not even, So keep your money. I'll be all right. My father take care of me. I don't need the money. So that's the way to maneuver. Keep it separate. Now I want to go to Job chapter 9, verse 24. And that's Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? See, now with this verse, it lets you know that this world is given into the hand of the wicked. So you really can't follow wicked people or let wicked people rule over you, because they're going to be after their own lust, their own self-interest. They're not going to be concerned with the poor, with the widow, with the homeless, with the hungry. Just look around, just turn on the news. Just turn on your news. In every city, there is a homeless population that's out there living on the streets. In Arizona this summer, it got so hot that they were finding people literally cooking on the streets. Just like you fry an egg, people out there, they're cooking on the streets. The world is given into the hand of the wicked. They have enough money to house these people, to give them some cooling. If nothing, just get a big building. They sure knew how to implement laws against the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to incarcerate us and into private prisons where they made a profit. They sure can like house these people and give them some air conditioning, some food. But instead, they let those people sit out there and cook on the concrete. Literally cook. One moment. Sorry for that. But yeah, we literally had, I don't know how many people died this year right here in Portland, Oregon from heat. The people is out there in the elements and everybody is, you see these people running around here. They done lost their mind. They lost their minds because they can't keep a roof over their head and their minds have snapped. They're out in the streets all night long. They don't have a place to stay. They don't know what to do. They're not getting no help, and their diagnosis gets worse and worse to where it's just full out blown schizophrenia. And it's all created. The world is given in the heads of the wicked. Who created this world? Our oppressor. So, what is keeping us in this world? His world. Is us not keeping the statutes, laws, and commandments. So, what do we need to do to get out of this world and into our world that we're supposed to have, or we're supposed to be ruling this entire earth? Is to keep the statutes, laws, and commandments. And that's how we get back to where we need to be. Because what's happening now is a repeat. That's why we have these records. So that we could read in there and see where not keeping the law put us into bondage. It's happened. We were in bondage in Egypt, Syria. We're always in captivity because we don't want to keep the statutes, laws, and commandments. The Romans, that's how we ended up on that's why we're everywhere on the planet, because we were shipped off here and there as slaves. Columbus came over here to America. He shipped the natives off to Europe, taught them Spanish to the point where, people think that that's their native tongue. So it's very important. And then whenever we bring this out, they call this critical race theory. Your history, Black, Hispanic, Native American man, is what they're calling critical race theory. They don't want you to know your story. They only want you to know their story. So, remember, history is written by the victor. So, you got to do your research. And I ran into a brother just the other day, and he told me that he was taught in school that the natives just gave the European their land. And he had to go and educate him on, the Indian Wars, and what really happened, how they biological warfare against the natives and all that, and just the atrocities that was committed. It's important for us to know that so that we don't continue to go in a circle. So that we don't continue to go into a circle. When you look at the map says, especially over here on the United States side, on this side of the continent, it says Canada, North America, South. What? America. So they could call it Mexico, Colombia, call it what you want to. The colonizer, the oppressor has taken all that. He's in control of all that. That's why if you take out the North, the South, it's all called America. So he has a real problem with people that don't want to be up under his control, like Venezuela. What happened? The same thing would happen with a lot of other South American countries. They went to making treaties. Don't make no treaties with them. Keep it separate. They trying to get along. Then the people started with their oil, and oh yeah, we'll come in here and we'll build the infrastructure so that you could pump the oil and you'll make all this money and you could just pay us back in a loan. Oh, the price of oil dropped. Oh, this, that, the market, they're buying most of their oil over here. Oh, this, that. Oh, you can't pay your loan? Okay, I tell you what, how about you just lease this out to us for 100 years? So they take real crafty counsel. They are real crafty counsel. They are extremely sneaky people, and they're evil and wicked. You know. So let's go to Psalms chapter 58, verse 3. Because they just, from the womb, they like that. Psalms 58, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as Salaki. I'm going to start that again. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Wow, that's pretty heavy. That means you gonna know that little baby is wicked. Because he gonna be a little lying, a little mean, little just spiteful little baby. And we all seen those kids just flipping out, acting a fool. Parent can't do nothing with him. It's because he goes wicked from the womb. He was probably an evil, wicked person in his last life. Is going to be another evil, wicked person in this life. And that's what our records say about it. And what did it say in Job about the world? Job chapter 9, verse 24. The world is given in the hands of the wicked, and they go estranged from the Lord. Well, it goes with this in Psalms chapter 58, verse 3, that they go wicked from the womb. So there's no hand in hand MLK dream. No, because they don't want to go hand in hand MLK dream. 60 years of marching, and people are still finding nooses at the job site. I mean, it's because they're teaching their kids hate. And some of their kids just come out born wicked, mean, evil. They're just wicked. It is what it is. So let me go to Exodus chapter 23, verse 32. Exodus chapter 23, verse 32. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. See, it's just what I was saying. Stop trying to make these deals. I'm not saying not to get along with them, but you can't make no treaties with them. Look what happened to the Native Americans. If our records isn't a big enough example, look what happened to the natives. They tried to make treaties after treaty after treaty. Every treaty been broken. Every city has a Black Wall Street story. We got one here in Portland. There's stories in California, New York. Of course, we know the ones down south. And you cannot make any treaties with them. You have to keep it holy. And keeping it holy doesn't mean being disrespectful, cussing out some frail old lady. It's just like, okay, you stay over there and I'm gonna stay over here. You go in and close I'm not coming over there. Hey, no, don't expect to come over here. So doesn't mean be rude and be cussing out old ladies. The book says, thou shalt not adore an Edomite. So that's what you're not supposed to do. You be running around doing that, you're breaking the law. Our records are very specific about that. You'll be breaking the law if you run around here. Just don't make no covenants. Because there is no hand in hand in 60 years. Jesse Jackson, he came and pushed his own wheelchair, stiff as a board, still marching. He got a check. Al Sharpton, they're all well paid. What about us? What about us? 60 years. All right. That I want to go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. The preacher sought to, Salaki, I'm going to start again. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. So, you know, whoever your leader is, he has to be bringing these words out. The truth is in our records. You going in him, you want verification, you know. So if he's, not giving you the right information from this book, he's going to steer you into harm's way. And that's what's been going on. That's why we've been in this situation. That's why we haven't been able to come out of this oppression that we're in, is because these preachers are working for them. They're working for them. TD Jakes, woman, thou art loose. No, that ain't in the book. That's not in our records. Creflo Dollars. Oh, you can't keep those laws. No, 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 no. Christ lost his life proving to us that you could keep those laws. He lost his life just keeping the laws. Ain't did nothing to nobody. You can't keep these laws. That's why he was our example that you can. Don't let nobody tell you that, oh, you can't restrain from eating pork. You can't restrain from an alternative lifestyle. You can't restrain from drugs. Yes, you can. You can't restrain from sleeping with women from the other nations. You get in here under I.S.U.P.K under Commander General Yohana, and you will get the knowledge, the support that you need to fight those demons, because you can beat them. We beat those demons all the time. What's a demon to a cult leader? It's nothing. It's nothing. And they call us cult leaders, but how can the truth be considered a cult? It makes no sense to me. If anything, if you embrace a lie and it's been proven to be a lie, well, then you're in a cult. Christianity is a cult, okay? This is our history. This is not a cult. So don't let nobody tell you that, oh, they're a cult, because we embrace our history. And then we just don't talk about it. We ain't like these other groups that just want to run around, give you a piece of paper, tell you an Israelite and pay your tithes and yada yada yada. No, we're gonna get in here. We're gonna show you how to go out there and fish for your people, feed your people, clothe your people, get with some other brothers and go feed and clothe more of our people. Our people are hurting out here. We need to help them, because the other nations are going to help their kids first. So, and that's just automatic, because I'm the same way. I'm going to help my kid first. We need to help our kids first. Our kids are out here, the gang violence, especially with the youth, by design. Here in Portland, the youth unemployment rate is outrageous. It's just outrageous. And for these young kids, they're growing up, they got stuff they want, the PlayStation 5s and, the iPhones, and they're trying to get this girl's eye. They want new Jordans and clothes. They want to work to release some of the burden off their parents by at least being able to purchase the things that they want. But there's no jobs for them. There's no summer work programs where they could go in and maybe work on a construction site, start learning a trade, and make a few dollars. No. And that's by design, so that they could be resentful. And that's what's wrong with our youth today. Our youth today are resentful. And it's ramped up in every city and every state. Every city and every state. All right. I want to go to Obadiah chapter 1, verse 10. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So, this is a prophecy. When you hear this critical race theory, this is the first part of this prophecy coming true. You look at what's that guy's Ron DeSantis over there in Florida, and he didn't change the whole curriculum in the school system, critical race theory. Well, we don't want to teach that, and we don't want to teach that because we don't want our kids to feel ashamed of the past. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 10. For thy violence, they don't want their kids to know how they used to see Israelite, Black, Hispanic, Native American pregnant woman and go over there, split her stomach open, snatch out the baby, and bet on who's going to die first. For thy violence, they don't want you to know about how they used to skin us and wear us as coats, shoes, lampshades. They don't want you to know that. For thy violence, they don't want you to know that the Hispanics were the first one to go into the transatlantic slave trade. They don't want you to know that because they're ashamed. But you know what? For their violence against us, they're going to be cut off forever. You know, if you look at it, you could research this. And it's I've said this before about this anti-abortion thing. They don't care about abortions. They don't care about, they make money off those baby parts. Their thing about the abortion is that their death rate is getting higher and their birth rate is getting lower. So that's their thing. It's like, oh man, you know, we're decreasing. Yeah, they're finna be cut off forever. Just like it's prophesied in Obadiah. You know, so they're finna be cut off forever. And they know it. That's why they have cloning. They actually cloned a girl years ago, back in, I believe it was 98, might have been 2001, and they let her loose in France. So just think, some dude get with this woman. Now he's trying to have kids with this woman. Ain't no telling what type of birth defects, if she could even be fertile. Might not even be fertile. But they feel as though they have to do something to increase their birth rates. So that's what's going on with this abortion thing. So it doesn't have nothing to do with that. With that, let me go to Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. And we're going to go all over this book, here a little, there a little. Old Testament, New Testament, they reconfirming. Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. Because they're going to do everything they can to impede your progress. Everything they can. And they feel their control slipping away. They know it's slipping away. And they research this book just as much as we do. They know what's going on. Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So, this has been from the beginning. Same snake then, same snake now. Snakes don't talk. This is the same snakes that the Native Americans was talking about. White men speak with a forked tongue. Our oppressor. From the beginning, he was a snake. Sneak. Crafty. Real sneaky. And from the beginning, the truth has been bruising his head. It's like, oh man, he just hates that truth. And from the beginning, he's been trying his best to slow us down because of the prophecies. Now I want to go to Revelations chapter 14, verse 12, because to maneuver in this country, we have to keep it separate. We can't be abhorring an Edomite. being disrespectful of bastards. You know, I mean, now I ain't saying you supposed to be no doormat. You protect yourself. If they come at you, you know, hey, give it to them. But at the same time, no, man, don't be doing that. You know, you cuss that old lady out, she have a stroke, you're going to jail. Well, it was an accident. Hey, one thing about these people that I know, especially here in Portland, they will make a new law for your ass. They will make a new law, or they will figure something else. They're going to get you just like they got OJ. Just like they got OJ. They will get you. So, but as long as you keep our laws and follow our statutes and commandments, well, you automatically, their laws is going to fall suit, you know, because they're not going to contradict these laws. And you won't have no issues with them. You know, that's how you got to maneuver. If you want to have life and have an abundance of life, you want to be comfortable. You don't want to have a bunch of stress and be burdened with a bunch of bills. The information how is in our records. So I'm going to go to Revelations chapter 14, verse 12. Revelations chapter 14, verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God in the faith of Yahweh Shai. So here's the patience of the saints. We're not going to pick up firearms or, you know, try and go and do no terrorist type stuff. No, we're not doing none of that. This is our patience. To have patience with our brothers and try to gather our people together and to keep it holy, which is separate. And we are going to wait on our King and our God to come back and issue out justice. And we're going to keep the commandments while we wait for him to come back and teach our people, our brethren. The most important thing is to keep these commandments. Install these commandments into your children. Our children are dying out here. Our children are dying. The rappers, the rap music, what they teach them to wear dresses, pop these pills, powder your nose, do as thou wilt, eat anything. You know, man, these brothers is dying left and right. You know, no. Install this. You love your kids. You love your children. You want your kids to be prosperous. Install these statute laws and commandments. They'll be safe. They'll be good. They'll be good. So with that, I'm gonna end this class. Shalom, shalom. And the I.S.U.P.K Law Class here in Portland is every Wednesday night. We have a class Monday night, I.S.U.P.K Pacific Northwest on YouTube with Captain Quam, starting at 8:30. Like, share, subscribe, you know, help support the truth. Let's help get this word out. Let's hurry up and get our people together so that we could rule over this whole entire planet like we supposed to. And with that, I'm going to end this class. Kwam Yasharala, which means rise, Prince of Power. Kwam Yasharala.